Hello. Hey, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the live stream. We already have a lot of you guys in here. Thanks for joining us tonight for a little impromptu party.
Partay.
First off, we owe you guys a big thank you because y'all are the reason we're celebrating 20,000 subscribers. Holy cow.
Yeah,
I can't believe it. That is so exciting.
it's been a journey.
So, thank you all so much for being part of our journey. So the first one in here was Ryan. Hey, Ryan, and congratulations to you and Tycho. We go way back. He's in the OG.
Yeah, he taught us how to do the trapeze.
Oh yeah, that's right. We took trapeze lessons. We have that video if you want to go and watch it. One of our greatest hits.
And I'd say lessons. I say that was loosely because it was
It was a good lesson. We just weren't that good of students.
it was a little embarrassing.
Oh my goodness. But he and Tycho since then have gotten married and had a baby recently. So congratulations to them, to our family.
That's right.
And our friend Ben is here. Hey Ben, who's I had to be like, what's your name? Because I only knew him by his handle. So he's like, I'm coming in. I'm like, okay, what's your actual name? So hey Ben, thanks for watching and tuning in and leaving such nice, thoughtful comments always. We appreciate you. We've got lots of friends in here. Thanks so much for joining us. Ginger's been around for forever. Thank you. Callie and Jordan squad.
Hello.
Long time no see. How are you guys doing? Nice to hear from you. Dream and Digital, thank you so much. Wow, this is fun.
Yeah, I have to get used to going live.
Yeah, we haven't done this.
We haven't done this in a while.
A while.
It's been a hot minute since we had done a live stream. So it's always fun, though.
Yes, so fun. Joey, hi, Abby and Keith, watching your videos. We loved your 80s sticker video, and we sent you the pictures of the 80s toy collection.
That's right.
Very cool. Yes. That's awesome. Some of you guys have amazing collections. I mean, ours we're just getting started. Yep. Speaking of, I do estate sales every Friday, so today was estate sale day, but it's kind of a slow day today.
Yeah, you win some and you lose some, right?
Yep. I got a troll. A baby troll. I haven't shown it to him yet. And I owe you guys a thrift haul, so don't worry. That's coming soon. The stuff keeps piling up. I'm like, oh, shoot, I need to do a thrift haul so I can show everybody all the fun stuff I've bought recently. So, yeah, the 80s collection is growing. Thank you.
Yeah, the Chris experience is in the house. So if y'all don't know Chris, he is our longtime friend on YouTube, one of our very first friends that we met, but also he's my motorcycle riding buddy.
Yes, and Kim is home from her trip. So, hey, Kim. It says Kim and I are watching.
Okay.
Awesome. Welcome home. Good to see you. You also might recognize them from some of our trips that we've taken with those guys.
That's right.
So we've done Disney with them, and we're recently Palm Springs, Houston for the Hall & Oates concert.
That's right.
Lots of fun. And the 80s cruise. Duh.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, the next 80s cruise was just around the corner. It'll be here before we know it.
I can't believe it. I know. We've got Omaha in the house. Our neighbor to the north.
That's right. Our friend to the north.
Yes. Ken says, I love estate sales. Yeah, it goes every weekend. Oh, nice. Yeah, our big day is Thursdays and Fridays here. I don't know about where you live. Looks like you live in Cape Cod. Here in Kansas, the big days to do the estate sales are Thursdays and Fridays. They have them on Saturdays too. But by then, a lot of the good stuff is gone. So,
got to go early. Is it true the early bird gets the worm on estate sales?
Oh yeah, if there's something good, you got to go early for sure. Okay, and Ben says, "Do you have a number one item that you look for?" You know, for a long time, my like rainbow unicorn thing that I was looking for was a Trapper Keeper, like an 80s one. And I recently found one. After years of looking, I did find one. I think it's like 1990, but that's close enough. But it doesn't have the rainbow and unicorn on it. It actually is a shark one.
So you're still looking then?
For the one that I had as a kid, yes. Yeah. But I mean, just to find a Trapper Keeper in the wild that's not totally beat up was a pretty big accomplishment. I was excited.
That is one of the best feelings, you know. And yes. I don't do estate sales. Abby does that. That's her thing. But I think mine is more trying to find vinyl. That's kind of like my going out into the wild and trying to find cool stuff.
Oh, speaking of that, our next video for you guys next week is a good one. We found the coolest vinyl store on our last trip.
It was in a barn.
Yeah, on the way home from the lake, we saw this sign and it said, I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but it said vinyl barn.
It said dig it
vinyl barn.
Yeah.
And there was a exit number or whatever, and it was like happened to be the exit we were taking, and I don't know why we never knew this was here because it was just a couple miles off the beaten path. And it literally was a big red old barn just loaded with records, and the nicest guy, Lynn, who owns that store. So Lynn, if you're watching, we made a new friend.
Yeah. It's fun seeing where everyone's from. So we have Aaron Kitchens from Georgia, got the Rad Zone, North Texas. Hey, that's your old stomping ground.
Oh, North Texas, whereabouts? I mean, I'm from Richardson. I usually say Dallas until someone tells me they're from Dallas, and I'm like, okay, Richardson.
we got the trips. They're way to the north in Canada.
Yes. Yeah.
We're still trying to get them to come visit us. So hey, the invitation is still open.
Yes.
You know, we need to bring the trips to the South, I guess the Midwest, technically.
So we can cook with them.
That's right.
Because if you guys don't watch the trips, they are a food channel. They started out doing more like fast food eating and still do a lot of that, but lately they've been cooking.
And they made an apple pie the other day.
Yeah, I was really impressed. It looked great, and they'd never made pie before, so that was impressive. Good job, you guys.
The thumbnail tricked me because they kind of made it sound like it was going to be a fail.
I know.
And my first thing that came to my mind was there's no way that they were successful at making a pie.
Based just off the thumbnail.
No,
but then it looked perfect and delicious, and I really kind of wanted some.
Yeah. And hey, it looks like Krista's with us. They just moved to Las Vegas. So.
Chad and Krista from Logue's Life. Yeah. So they are also one of our original YouTube fam. And we've met with them and traveled with them several times. Yeah. And now they're in Las Vegas. So we can't wait to.
That gives us an excuse to go, right?
Yeah, for sure. I know last time we went to Vegas with them was for her 40th birthday. We all got tattoos. That was fun.
We got a video.
We have had some adventures doing this YouTube thing. You know what? I feel like we get out there more and like do more stuff because of YouTube.
Oh, for sure.
Because it's like, I don't know. It's something about making a video makes you like, I guess for me, it makes me more adventurous and try new things like the trapeze deal. I would have never done that.
We always have this discussion because I'm an introvert. Abby's an extrovert.
Right.
But when it comes to doing things, I'm an extrovert and she's an introvert.
I'm like a weird combination. I say I'm an introverted extrovert.
Yeah.
Or an extroverted introvert. I don't know. I don't like to leave my house. Like I'm a homebody. So I'm always wanting to stay home and like do stuff at the house.
And I don't like to stay home.
And he always likes to go places. But then once he convinces me to go, you can hardly drag me home. It's like I'm always like, like, hanging out and enjoying myself, but it's just getting like off the couch. That's the hurdle.
Yeah, she's like the social butterfly once you get her out.
Once I get out, yeah. But I also love our house and I'm a homebody, so I like to, my favorite night is just like movie night or something.
Yeah. Hey, we have G-Man Arizona for this.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Greg.
More of the family. Thanks for joining us, you guys. That's so fun.
Right.
Now we're getting caught up on your comments. Okay, the Rad Zone, Plano.
Okay. Got Richardson here.
That's my neighbor.
We lived in Allen for a few years.
We've lived in Allen and we've lived in Rowlett.
Yep.
That's where we lived when our daughter was born, in Rowlett.
Yeah, we made the rounds.
We made the rounds of Dallas. We did Dallas, Rowlett, Allen.
We lived in
Richardson. Yeah. Our first house was in Richardson. Yeah. Back in the olden days. And I am going to Richardson in a few weeks because this is so crazy, you guys. My elementary school is having a little like reunion thing. So this is so cool. My art teacher from elementary school started a Facebook page. Her and the PE teacher started a Facebook page and invited all of us former students and other teachers to be part of this Facebook group and just post pictures. And so everybody's posting pictures and all of that. And then recently they put together a little thing where they were like, if you guys want to come up to the school, we'll do a tour of the school. You can walk through. and relive your memories. And so I'm trying to get as many of my like friends from elementary school that I haven't seen in forever to meet me there. You for sure there'll be a video, so stay tuned for that. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm a little jealous.
Sorry.
Of course, my school's still around.
Well, your school's still around, and back in college, I was a student teacher at the elementary school where he went.
And I had a little bit of a reputation.
Yeah, his teacher was like, "Oh yeah, I remember him."
I'm unforgettable.
She goes, his teacher, Miss Curl, she pointed, was it Miss Curl that had the no man's? She goes, "See that corner over there?" And there was just this sign that said, "No man's land." It was like the corner where you sit when you get in trouble. And she's like, "Yeah, he spent a lot of time in that corner."
I was almost a permanent resident over there in no man's land.
Poor
sure.
Baby.
I don't know what was wrong with me.
I don't either, because you were a good kid. I don't know what. You were just misunderstood, I'm sure.
I guess so. The school I went to was a little rough, so I had to I had to hold my own.
For yourself.
That's right. It was survival of the fittest.
I see we have Michelle is from Iowa. Did you already mention that one? I'm reading that. So we've got multiple Nebraska people representing. We've got Canada. We've got Iowa, Sacramento,
North Carolina.
Oh, I didn't see that one. Oh, hey, JK. JK from NC. Very fun. Thank you, Leo. Hey, Leo.
All right, we got New York, Rochester.
Okay. I love the decade, the great Demi Moore movies, and Aha. Aha. We also love Aha. That's one of the bands I'd really like to see perform live, honestly.
Yeah, I would like to see that. And one of my dreams also is to one day do the filming location for
that one.
The video.
For Take Off Me, yeah.
Yeah, for the video.
As soon as we saw that cafe little diner still exists, we're like, oh, we got to go there. But the only problem is it's in London. So
we'll get there one of these days.
Eventually we will. We've been there, but we didn't know it was there at the time. So we got to go back.
Yeah, we weren't doing the 80s life then.
We weren't. Yeah, so we should we should back up and talk about some of our origin stories.
So how did
some of these people have not been around from the 7 years ago when we started.
So how did we get to where we are now is the question.
Our daughter started college. What did we do? We used to have a little theme song.
Oh yeah. Hopefully that one's lost forever.
Oh, no, it was cute. Hey, I wrote that.
Hey, it was like an earworm. So people liked it. You either loved it or you hated it.
So our daughter started college in 2016. We only have the one. And when she left home, Mom was sad. And, I was having the empty nest syndrome and was like, man, we got to get a hobby. We got to find something to do that's like, I'm going to go stir crazy.
Because not only stir crazy, I'm going to drive her crazy.
That too.
Yeah, for sure.
We need to get a hobby. And so I was like, how about YouTube? Let's start a vlog.
And
he was like,
I'm like, nope.
Why would we want to do that?
I'm like, no way.
I'm like, come on, it'll be fun. And so I kind of like dragged him into the vlogging thing. And a lot of the vlogs were just me.
Yeah.
And sometimes it would be him. A lot of them would be me like making crazy things for dinner. And then he'd have to try it. And then he'd make this face like, because he's a real picky eater. And people thought that was funny. And then another favorite was when you would chase the rabbits.
Oh, yeah. And I had a little theme song.
Tell them about that. About why were you chasing rabbits?
Well, because they eat all the flowers in my yard.
He thought he could just run them off like Farmer McGregor.
I'm trying to give them to my neighbors.
He did. They would go through the fence to the neighbors. Sorry, Malones.
Yeah. I never caught one. I tried.
You never did.
I don't know what I would do if I would have caught one.
I know. Like, what were you going to do with it? I would be like, set the thing free. Be free. But yeah, we had some fun things that we did, but it was just all like fun and games and daily life. And our name was different. We were AKA Our Life.
Yeah.
And then we were like, why would we think that anyone would care about our just regular life? We should probably get a niche. Yep. And then we already were doing some stuff to do with the 80s. So it was an easy fit for us.
And we love the 80s. And we love the 80s.
Love the 80s. And so sometimes people are like, why the 80s? I mean, duh, it's the best decade ever. And we grew up in the 80s and we just have so many fond memories of that time.
Yeah. And what the most interesting thing about our channel is you would think the demographics would be probably majority people closer to our age in the 80s. But surprisingly, a big piece of our demographic are younger kids in that like 18 to 22, 23 year range that probably their parents lived in the 80s, and their parents are talking about how great the 80s were. And so they're pining for a different time. They like, man, the 80s sounded like they're awesome. So now they want to learn about the 80s. They want to dress like the 80s. It's so cool that there's this like new generation that's coming up that has this interest in the 80s and wants to like revive or like release, at least relive a piece of it.
I think Stranger Things had a big part in that too. I mean, that show just exploded. And when it did, the 80s pop culture was part of that. And so I would say I would attribute that to. Speaking of young people, if you'll scroll back in the comments, I see that we missed one from my cousin Adam, who said that, where did it go? Oh, I lost it. So he said that Ava and Emmy are watching.
Oh, fun.
So we need to say hi to them.
Hey, girls.
Hi, Ava and Emmy. So these are my cousin's little girls that we were just at the lake with them for family reunion. And so, hey, girls, it might be getting to their bedtime though pretty soon.
We'll let them stay up a few minutes later.
Yeah. It's Friday.
You have our permission.
Yeah. Tell mom and dad we said you could stay up to watch our 80s life.
That's right. Hey, Ryan said we killed it on the trapeze.
Oh, please. Ashley killed it.
Yeah, Ashley did.
We did not. Zoe's friend was like a total natural. But you know what? We had so much fun. And I will say the next day, like my arm muscles were so sore, my shoulders and everything.
The whole body was sore.
That takes so much strength, upper body strength, which I do not have. Yeah. But if you guys didn't know, Ryan is part of Cirque du Soleil. So
very cool.
How cool is that? We have a friend that's in Cirque du Soleil.
So Ryan asked, he goes, do you find you get more ideas for videos when you're out and about?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think so. I take a lot of inspiration from the things that I find at the estate sales. And I have like this stack of things that I want to show you guys. I'm like, oh, we need to make a video about this, or like the bedazzler. I keep buying those thinking we're going to just bedazzle
the heck out of stuff.
Right? We just haven't ever done it. We need to do like a crafting. I have all these ideas in my head. Like we're going to do a crafting segment or a cooking thing.
I see where this is going. She knows how to craft and I don't. So it's going to be, let's see if Keith can be successful at crafting.
Yes. Crafting with Keith. Keith's Craft Corner. You can do it.
Yeah. Well, hey, Tammy. Tammy's joined us.
Tammy.
Nice to see you. We've known Tammy forever.
Yes. The whole time we've been doing YouTube pretty much.
Yes. Oh, and Logs are saying, Chad was telling me about this, that there's an 80s cafe, and then she said we can go
Back to the Future Cafe.
Yeah.
That sounds awesome.
That's right up our alley.
There's one in Houston. We've done a video called Hungry Like the Wolf. That was really cute.
Yeah, if you're ever in Houston, check that place out. It's cool.
And also, there was a cafe at the place that we went last week that we showed you, the Retromania. There was a New Wave cafe, but we didn't eat there because we were too busy eating at our favorite Mexican restaurant, so we were totally stuffed. But there was a restaurant, and it's probably good. We just didn't eat there this time.
Yeah, I think that's a perfect example. We're out and about. I think we had in mind that maybe like one video we were going to do while we were at the lake, and we ended up doing 3 or 4. So we just found different things. Like when we went to Branson, we did the Retromania, and then
the Record Barn.
We stumbled upon the Record Barn. We the Pizza Hut that you can get to by boat. I mean, how many people can say they picked up pizza by boat?
Well, the thing about that is we weren't even planning to make a video. We go there every year, and we always see it, and we always thought it was cool. We kind of took it for granted, and then Keith just all of a sudden, like, we were in the car coming back from Branson. He's like, we should show our friends that Pizza Hut, the one that's on the water, because it's so cool. And I hadn't even thought about that. And luckily we had our camera equipment with us, and his drone was in the car. So he just, went and flew the drone.
Yeah. All right. Let's get caught up a little bit here. So we have friends from Knoxville, Tennessee. It's Jay Wine, class of 87.
Hey.
And we have a friend from
England.
Hey, you're up late tonight.
Oh my goodness.
Thanks for joining us, Jay.
And wait, go back. I saw Aaron from Georgia. Lived in Austin, but back in Georgia. So hey, Aaron, and also Joey from Pennsylvania. Right? PA.
That's right. Hey,
I think about that.
You know your geography.
And we have Miwa from Florida. Welcome. Great state of Florida.
That's the one thing I love about YouTube is just the reach. I mean, it's global and it's so cool. I mean, and we've met so many cool people, not just in the US, but all over the world through YouTube. And it's one of the last things I thought would ever happen when you were trying to talk me into this. It's like one of the last things I would have ever thought is that we would have
make a best friend,
develop these friendships with a lot of different people all over the place through something like YouTube. And people that don't watch YouTube or don't do YouTube, sometimes they're like, really?
There's nothing like it.
Yeah. But it just blows people's minds. It's like, how can you meet people on YouTube? I'm like, you do. It's just kind of weird. And it's like,
and well, we've gone to like one of those conferences, but most of the people we've met that had, when we first started, YouTube kind of puts you in a class with like other people of similar, I don't know if they do this anymore. I think it's grown. But when we first started, it was like, okay, all the people with channels of the similar size, they kind of show you their videos, that's who's in your feed or whatever, your home feed. And then those were the people we just started making friends with because they had similar size channel of us, I guess. I don't know if that works that way anymore. I think it's changed a lot. I know the landscape of YouTube has changed a lot since we first started, but that was how we ended up meeting just so many great channels. And some of them aren't active anymore. And then some of you guys are still around. And a lot of you guys are in this room tonight. So thank you so much.
And Brian says he's proud to be one of the 20,000. And thank you to everyone out there. I mean, we're so humbly excited, just about hitting this, and it's been a grind and a long haul. But hey, we've been loving every minute of it, and we're going to keep doing it as long as people will watch and enjoy it. So it's definitely fun for us. And
it's a labor of love.
But it's fun. The Trips asked, we ever thought about doing reactions to 80s music videos? We would love to. The problem is the copyright issues.
Yeah, we can't do it.
We've tried to do stuff with music, and we would love, I'd love to talk about music all the time, but we can do it on our
like concerts are okay.
Yeah,
usually
we can do it on our podcast, but man, as soon as you start playing music on your channel, they're just nailing you with the copyrights. So, it's unfortunate, but that's the way it is.
Yeah. And we've done some reaction videos with movies and hit the same hurdles with the copyright thing. So unfortunately, we can't really do that so much. But yeah, if you listen to our audio podcast, that's when we do the music stuff. We've done all kinds of fun things with that, like trying to guess the lyrics and things. Those are so fun. Yeah. But if we do video, then all of a sudden we can't do it.
Yeah,
that's one of the reasons we like the audio podcast. I
started writing down because I love, like on Spotify, how you can click on just at the bottom and it
the lyrics
up, because there are so many songs that for so many years I've been singing the wrong lyrics.
What does he say?
And I'm like, oh man, I wasn't even close.
Yeah. Christy says, I'm a millennial that loves your channel. Oh, well, that's awesome.
Yes.
We feel like part of our duty is passing on the 80s awesomeness to the other generations that weren't lucky enough to live through or to grow up through it.
Yeah.
You're probably a baby back then, but.
Hey, Ginger reminded me, I did save a baby bunny one time.
Yeah, you did. I saw that. Yes, he did rescue a baby. He does have a heart.
I'm all bark and no bite.
Yeah, he rescued the baby bunny, but the ones that were trying to munch on his flowers, he was like, get out of here.
Like, off with you.
Leo's an introvert. Very camera and microphone shy. Oh, see, that's the funny thing. I'm not really camera and microphone shy.
Oh, no, you turned the camera on. I was like,
you've seen my old videos. Who was I even talking to? Those old home movies? I'm like, I don't even know who I was talking to.
You were ahead of your time.
I was vlogging for no one. Like, I just put it on the tape. Maybe I thought I was talking to my future self. Like, I don't even know. But I'm glad I'd made those videos. We've got more of those, by the way. I've got some videos in the vault that have not been released yet. That will happen eventually. We're just going to parse them out over time. And it's a process because we have to like digitize them and it's a whole process. But yeah, we're getting some of those. That's why I'm not camera shy. I've always been putting a camera in my own face for some reason. Imagine trying to vlog with a giant 80s camera.
That took some skills.
Well, I had it. Usually it was on a tripod.
And you're relatively small compared to other people. So that was even more challenging. You're tiny, So.
I am.
Yeah. Abby likes to do a little movie magic when we film and stand on stuff. So we look more the same height.
I have a little stool that I stand on sometimes. Or like if we're out and about, I'll just step up onto the curb.
And she'll make me stand like lower down. So if you ever notice me behind her, that's why. So we're more the same
if
height.
you ever see a video where we're the same height, I'm definitely standing on something because I'm 4'11". So
sure.
Okay, we've got Bernard from Germany. Hey, fan of your channel for many years. That's so sweet. We appreciate that.
Bernard sang us the most beautiful song.
Yeah,
for our anniversary.
So sweet.
Yeah, we definitely enjoyed that and still appreciate that.
And Michelle says her daughter is 7 and loves the 80s. That's some quality parenting.
That's right. You're doing it right.
Yeah. And Adam says, thanks for the shout out. The girls loved it. Hey, girls. Also quality parenting right there. Right. I remember when Ava was a tiny baby and she got, we gave her one of those, a onesie with our channel on it. You remember that?
I do remember that.
So cute. All right. 80s was totally the best. The Wits mom, you have inspired us. Our next house will have an 80s room. Oh, I love that. That's so cool. Well, we're still working on our studio that we used to always film in. You're going to see it again.
It's coming back.
We're trying to do we want to do like an 80s wall. That'll be like our backdrop. And we love the record wall too, but we want to do something like that with like some of the fun stuff that I've been finding. So we do have some more work to do, but the 80s bar and the Blockbuster movie viewing part, we're pretty happy with that. That's been really fun. My cousin was here last night. James, he was in town and we hung out and played video games. He was like, I probably haven't played these games in 30 years or more. And it came right back. He was pretty good at Frogger.
Yeah, and then we watched a movie, which was exciting. So
we stayed up way too late, you guys.
Yeah, the last 2 nights, I went to a concert on Wednesday night.
Yes.
It wasn't 80s, but it was good. Thursday night, James was here. So 2 nights in a row, I was up till like 1 or 2
Too late.
I'm just like dragging at work, But the other night we did watch a movie that was on the scratch off thing that we did.
Oh, yes. Remember on the Blockbuster video, we got the poster where you're supposed to scratch off the movies that you've seen, the 80s, the top 100 80s movies. And we only scratched off the ones that we both had seen. So there was a movie that a lot of y'all commented you were surprised that I hadn't seen it, but he had, and that was Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
And after watching it again, I can see why your mom didn't let you watch it.
Yeah. I mean, the reason I hadn't seen it was because it was rated R and I wasn't allowed to watch rated R movies. And yeah, when we watched it, I was like, oh, I'm glad my mom didn't have me watching this. That was a good call on her part. But we did scratch off another movie from our list. So that was fun.
And then last night, James introduced us to a movie from I think it was like 2015, which we totally missed. And that was Pixels.
Pixels. I don't know how we missed that. Have you guys seen
y'all seen that?
Pixels? It's an Adam Sandler movie.
Which it was hard to see Kevin James as the president.
The president of the United States. Well, that's part of that was part of the comedy.
Yeah. But
oh my goodness, Jay from New Zealand. Hey, Jay from New Zealand. That's fun.
And one of these days I want to make it to New Zealand.
Me too. I have a friend. Her name's Siri. Like Siri, like spelled the same as Siri from your phone or whatever. But my friend Siri moved to New Zealand. And I would love to see her and I would love to see that country. It looks amazing in all the pictures and movies I've seen.
Yeah, the closest I've gotten is Singapore, and that's still really far away. So
oh, is that the closest?
That's the closest I've gotten.
I've never been to Singapore.
But it's a long flight from Singapore still to get to either New Zealand or Australia. So one of these days.
Yeah, we keep saying that. Okay, Joe said, loved your footage of the Dallas cast 45th anniversary. Thank you, Joe.
That was so much fun.
Ooh, that was so special seeing them. Seeing those actors was truly amazing. Seeing them like we were really close. You guys were right on the front row. Yeah. That was awesome.
And that worked out to our favor just because right when the tickets became available, we bought them. And it just turned out that your seating was dependent on the order when you bought your tickets. And so since we bought our tickets right when they came out, we were actually front row center and we had no clue where we were sitting. We just knew we were going to be close to the stage, but we didn't know how close.
Yeah.
And they bring us in and we keep going. We
table 13. So that didn't sound good.
That didn't sound good. I'm like, oh, table 13. And all of a sudden turns out table 13 is the table you want to be at.
That was so fun.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you guys tune in just for the Dallas videos. I hope you'll stay for some of our other stuff, but we do we want to make some more Dallas videos too. Obviously, we love that show. It's our favorite 80s show.
We are going to finish the filming locations.
We will.
We have a few seasons left.
Those are really challenging.
I have a vacation problem too.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to the elementary.
It's the lack of vacation.
Yeah, that's why Keith isn't going with me to the elementary thing, because he doesn't have any vacation. And the YouTube, we haven't really talked about this that much, but the YouTube is my job, and he has an actual like office job that keeps him very busy. So when we do the trips, it has to be when he has vacation or like weekends and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yes,
whatever pays the bills.
That's
YouTube
right.
doesn't pay the bills.
But we're definitely going to get there back to Dallas. And I told Abby, I said, when I retire, then we need to go to California and do all the filming locations for the seasons in California.
I want to do that.
Yes.
There are so many. So if you didn't know, when they filmed that show, the first half of the season, like the first 10 or 12 episodes, would always be filmed in Dallas over the summer. And then the second half of the season, or the remainder of the episodes, would be filmed in California and they had like a fake South Fork that they built. It looked pretty cool. It was in the Sony studios, and which used to be, I think, the Fox studio. I don't know. But the studio that it was at, we visited there before, way after that was gone. They had even put a swimming pool and stuff in. Like, it was a whole South Fork, the back of the house, and then all the interiors. So that's how they did it. So we just show you guys the parts from Dallas. But eventually we would like to get to California and see those things too.
Chris goes, I met my best friend on YouTube.
That's so sweet.
Me too.
Y'all are cute. Very cute. Howdy from the road, corn-fed life. Howdy from the road. Where are you guys traveling on the road? Tell us more. Oh, hi from another Arizona person, writer type. Your channel's awesome. Thank you. That's so nice.
We love Arizona. That's a great state.
Chris is also from Arizona.
So we lived in El Paso for a couple years.
We did
back around 2000, and we fell in love with the.
That's not Arizona, but
no, but
it's the same.
It's kind of
landscape.
the same climate a bit, and
that desert,
that dry heat.
It was.
But it's crazy.
The mountains.
You'd wake up in the morning and it'd be 60 in the morning, and it would be like 110 in the afternoon. It's like
it was. It was beautiful.
You'd like have a 50-degree swing on any given day. But hey, we loved it, and we love Nevada and Arizona and all those
Utah,
all those beautiful New Mexico, all those beautiful desert states. There's nothing like it.
Desert's probably our favorite landscape.
Yeah,
we're gonna make a trip here in the fall to Santa Fe.
So I do have to give a shout out to one person, and that's to Tommy.
So, Tommy.
So it was funny today because we were sitting there working. We were sitting. Our channel was sitting at 19,999 subscribers
all day. It was. I kept refreshing it.
I'm like, all right, if we don't hit 20,000, can we actually do the live stream tonight?
That's embarrassing.
It's like, that's embarrassing. And so, and it's funny because Tom goes, yeah, I've been keeping an eye on it. And
this is his coworker.
This is a coworker and a friend of mine. And then he goes, hey, you know what? He goes, I watch your channel all the time and I get suggested videos, but I'm actually not subscribed. And I'm like, dude, subscribe. So he was actually actually the 20,000 subscribers. So congratulations, Tommy.
That's awesome. Yes, congratulations and thank you for being our 20,000th subscriber. We have no prize.
Yeah,
you can bring him a sticker to work tomorrow.
It's I think he already has one.
I know.
It's bragging rights, I guess.
I guess so. Oh my goodness. Well, it's been such a fun ride.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Keith, do you have a favorite, of all the videos we've made? Do you have a favorite one? Do you have a standout?
Ooh, I wish you would ask me that earlier, because
you could have thought about it. I didn't give you any
that.
time.
Didn't give me any time for that.
Well, gosh. Okay, it doesn't have to be a favorite. Just tell me, what's one of your favorite memories, or one of your favorite highlights?
I think for me, it's kind of a combination of a bunch of different days, but I think the 80s cruise has been probably my favorite. I just remember on the first one going like, I'm having the best time of my life.
Best week of my life.
Yeah, best week of my life. And
yeah, he did say that.
It is, but I don't know. I'm trying to think of some of the videos we made that I mean, I really like the Outsiders ones we did. Fun. I think I
like Michael.
I think I like filming locations.
Those are the funnest. They're the hardest ones to make, though. Yeah. But they are the funnest.
Well, and they are hard, but this is what I like about it. It's kind of like being a detective because, sometimes, I mean, 40 years have gone by since a lot of these things were filmed. So a lot of times it's either gone. So you're trying to figure out where it was at, or it looks totally different now. So it's really a challenge to, look at Google Maps, look at old pictures and try to line things up and get it right. So I think those are probably, the type of videos we made, I'd say probably filming locations are my favorite. They take the most time, but like even all the Dallas ones we done, it takes a lot of time, but it's really cool just to see how things have changed. And especially when you kind of say, here's the now, and this would look like before. I really like the candy video we did. That one was,
and
that's kind of outside of what we usually do.
That is so not what we usually do. And I don't know if you guys have seen this one or not, but so if you watched the Candy Montgomery docudramas that they did, there was HBO did one and Hulu did one. And we went and found we were watching it and we were like, I was like, oh, I'm from Dallas. This happened in Dallas. It was a murder in 1980 that happened. And we don't usually do like stuff like true crime. But I was like, that is in around my hometown. And I recognized a lot of the places. They didn't film it there. They tried to make it look like it. It didn't. But I knew where some of that stuff was. So I was like, dude, we need to find these places, like the house and stuff. And so we went and found them. And that was really interesting and fun. That was a fun video to make. We didn't try to make light of it, but it was just really interesting.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And we tracked down all these true crime locations, like a couple of detectives.
All right, so you asked me what my favorite video is, and I'm going to throw it back to you. What is your favorite video?
I have a couple, and also filming locations. Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh. Yeah.
Preston.
I forgot about that
Preston, Idaho. And I know that that's not technically an 80s movie, but there's so many 80s references. And it's our favorite movie of all time. So, the Napoleon Dynamite. And then when we got to meet the guys from Napoleon Dynamite a year ago, that was truly amazing. And then on that same trip, actually our friend Michael Fellwalk, he messaged us and was like, I see you guys are in Idaho. Did you know that you're really close to where they filmed Footloose?
We were in Utah.
Well, we were in Idaho and Utah.
Yeah.
We were in both. And we were going to be in Provo for a conference, for YouTube conference. And he's like, you guys should go and look at the Footloose locations. And at first we were like, oh, well, we're here for conference and everything. And we didn't want to miss any of the classes. We totally skipped the classes. We took about a half a day. We went and found these places.
We skipped class.
We skipped class. But we had the best day. Like the Footloose locations, first of all, like, does it get any more beautiful than Utah? Those places are so pretty. It was in 3 different cities, but they're all pretty close together. Towns, small towns. Man, we had a great day that day. It was just such a great day. So when I watched the movie, it just reminds me of what a great day that was.
Yeah.
Skipping class and going and finding these things. So big thanks to Michael for cluing us in. Like, duh. We used to not be so great about looking at these places. Now it's like when we're going to travel, we're going to be like, okay, what was filmed here? We always think about that now, but we didn't used to back then.
Michael's like our best non-paid manager.
He also helped us a lot with the Outsiders videos, and he's gotten us.
He got us into the 80s cruise. I mean,
he introduced us to Danny Boy O'Connor.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, he's a good friend. Yeah, and he got us started on the 80s cruise. He was like, "You guys got to go on this cruise. I can't believe you don't do this." And then afterwards, like, okay, you were so right.
it was so funny because the night before we left, we went to dinner with him and Betsy, and he's like, all right, I'm going to buy you guys dinner because I feel like I'm responsible for all this.
He was so worried that
especially if you don't like it.
Well, which of course we loved it, but he was like, "Oh, there's a lot of pressure. Like I convinced these people to come on this cruise and everything." But of course we loved it. And so this coming year, we'll go on the cruise again, last week in February, early March. and we will be juniors.
That's right. So Texas Race, I don't understand why you guys don't have at least 200,000. Thank you for the kind comment.
That's so nice.
And we hope to get there one of these days.
We do. And Scott B says hi from Florida. Hey, Scott.
One of these days, I want a plaque on the wall.
Yeah, we would love to have one of those play buttons. Yes. You don't need 200. You need 100,000 for
those. I'll take 100. Just
watch. They'll probably stop doing it when we get it.
Oh, of course. I mean, that'll happen. If we ever get there, at the rate we're going, it'll be 30 years from now. But if we ever get there, hey, maybe they'll still. You
never know.
By that time, it'll be 500,000. So.
Okay, Christy says that your shirt is making her think of the Hollywood Cafe. Yeah, that's the idea.
Hard Rock
Cafe.
Yeah.
This is supposed to be the Hard Rock Cafe. We have a couple of T-shirts. We're actually accidentally modeling them for you, but we do have some T-shirts. I don't know if that was in our store or not.
I don't know.
We're gonna put it in there for you guys if anybody's interested. We have a couple of designs that we've been working on.
Anybody out there is a graphic designer and loves to design 80s stuff?
Call us. Because this is us trying to do it ourselves. Yeah. I think we did okay.
We're okay at it.
We made them to wear on the cruise, actually.
That's right.
Oh, Melissa. Melissa is from our area. Hey, Melissa. Thanks for tuning in. It's been awfully hot here. I hope it cools down soon. My fellow Kansan.
Oh, man, it's so hot. It's like,
it's been so hot.
Why is it in the 90s when it's almost October?
I started to get the Halloween decorations, and I was just like, I can't do it. It's still in the 90s. I can't do it.
All right, Chris noticed. He goes, is Abby drinking from a Pizza Hut glass?
Oh, thank you for noticing that. Why, yes, we are drinking from our Pizza Hut glasses. Yes. So cheers. Yeah, we thought that would be fun. These are, they're knockoff, but they're fun. They remind us of the good old Pizza Hut days.
Yeah, the plaid.
The plaid checkered.
The stained glass lights. The tabletop. Pac-Man.
The one that we showed you in our last video, in case you missed it, it has all of those things. It is, and it's not like the Pizza Hut classic that's been brought back. It's all original.
It's an OG.
It is, and it's so beautiful. It's right on the lake and all of that. I love it. Okay, and Joe wants to know, who is taller, me or Charlene Tilton? Well, I'll tell you what, we are the same exact height.
It's a tie.
So Lucy from Dallas is also 4'11", and we had the pleasure of meeting her recently, and she was absolutely delightful. So yeah, she's a hoot.
That's right.
Hope to see her again sometime.
Hey, Marla's watching.
She is?
Yeah, hi.
Oh, I didn't see her. Oh, there she is. Hey, Marla.
She's our friend from Wichita.
A friend from real life.
We go to church together.
And it's so funny, like when we make these videos and then someone comes up to us in real life and says, oh, I watched your video. It's always like, I don't know, it's just like weird.
Like, I'm sorry. No.
But Marla's been watching our videos since we first met her, and she started coming to our church, and that's so fun. Thank you. Okay, so Rabbit's parents wants to know. Okay, there's a 85 movie called Surviving a Family in Crisis, Molly Ringwald, River Phoenix, Heather O'Rourke. Oh, man. All of these famous people. I've never heard of that. If you're asking, I've never heard of it. I'll have to look it up. Sounds like one of those made for TV, like after school specials. Sounds very dramatic.
That's cool. The Rad Zone had their after prom party at South Fork.
Stop. I'm so jealous right now. Although mine also had a Dallas connection. Do you remember where my after prom party or my prom was?
Oh, at the Doubletree?
It was at the Doubletree where Cliff Barnes had his office in the Campbell Center, the gold towers. Yeah. And like when we went back there for one of the filming locations, and I was like, I've been here before. Oh my gosh, my senior prom was in that place. But South Fork, though, I'm jealous of that. That's awesome. Charlie's 80s Attic is in the house.
Hey, Charlie.
Look at that.
Hey, if y'all like 80s music and you like free music, you can download the Charlie's 80s Attic app.
Everybody get out your phone.
Get out your phones and go download. The music is phenomenal. It's great. Charlie's great. They play a lot of deep cuts. You don't have to listen to commercials.
It's the best, you guys. You will totally love it.
And it's free.
Yeah. So look for Charlie's 80s Attic on your phone. Download the app. Start listening. You guys will love it. It's awesome.
So Christian says she has a friend that was on the show Dynasty. And so,
so
growing up, I only had one channel. and that was ABC.
Right.
And Dynasty was on ABC. So
did you watch Dynasty? Are you confessing right now?
I watched bits and pieces
to all of our people live.
I mean, I remember Linda Gray and Joan. What's her name?
That's not Dynasty.
Linda Gray is.
She was on Knots Landing.
No, wasn't Linda Gray on?
Oh, was she
on Dynasty?
I don't know. I thought you were talking about Joan Van Ark. She was on Knots Landing.
Joan Van Ark. And then, so anyway, I
don't know.
I was little, and I think my mom watched it, so I would kind of see it in passing, and I'd kind of stop, and kind of like when you're watching something, I'll kind of stop and watch for a little while, and then I'll move on. But but I remember John Waite was on there, and he sang that song, you know,
Missing
Not Missing You at All.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so he was on that show, and that's when the probably only memories I have of Dynasty is, man, I really liked that song, and I didn't know what it was.
Oh, that's so funny.
And then fast forward years later, I'm like, oh, I remember where that song was from.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
All right. Leo wants to know if we've ever visited the East Coast. Yes. Well, I've never been to New York or any place like farther north than North Carolina.
We need to fix that.
So no. I mean, I have been the East. I've been North Carolina, South Carolina,
Florida,
but not like further north. Yeah.
We've got to fix that sometimes.
Yeah, I know. I'm lacking in my American travel. But I've been like a lot to the Southwest. We've been to California a bunch of times. But yeah, not so much like Northeast. I haven't done any of that.
So I've been to all those states because when I was a kid, my parents didn't like to fly, and they were school teachers, and so they had summers off. So what
did you do?
When school got, we'd load up. We had a Honda Prelude.
You'd load up in the Honda Prelude and like a National Lampoon's Vacation.
Well, it wasn't quite that glamorous because
Honda, it wasn't that glamorous.
The Honda Prelude was
cruiser.
I love the Honda Prelude, but the Honda Prelude was only a 2-door car. So there wasn't much of a back seat in it.
Oh, it was 2 doors?
It's only 2 doors.
Oh, so every time you get in and out, you'd have to flip the seat and climb in.
And you had about this much leg room in the back. So I always got to bring a friend. So my cousin Shane came in with me one year. My good friend Jonathan came with me one year. So we had some different friends that would come on a trip with me, but we'd be crammed in the back of this Honda Prelude. But I mean, I know you like to fly. I think the one reason I like riding motorcycles is because I like doing the cross country trips. But I got to see so many amazing things. Just, I mean, because we take like 30 days and just, we'd go, most of the time we'd go up the East Coast up to New York and, up
into Canada, didn't you?
Yeah. Then we'd pop up over into Canada and we'd come across, then maybe we'd pop back down in either Wisconsin or the Dakotas. And then we would kind of start heading back to Texas. But, so many good memories, during the 80s. And I remember the first time I heard Duran Duran.
Oh, on a car trip?
We were on the car trip. My cousin Shane had the tape.
Ooh. And like this one here, the Rio?
It was Rio.
Oh, that was good. And that was a good trip tape.
So that was a great trip tape. And then also, that's the first time I remember seeing a Duran Duran music video because we were at a pizza place and they had a big projection screen TV.
Yeah.
And they were screening that one of the videos they kept showing was when Duran Duran was Rio, I think.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So that is definitely a memory of, going up the East Coast and beautiful part of the country though.
We were talking about the other day about how back in the 80s when we'd go on a long trip, you take your Walkman and you could only take a couple of tapes, right, to listen to. Because, I mean, you couldn't just bring your whole collection. You'd have to pick a couple of favorites. So the other day, Keith was like, ooh, do you remember this song, Hands to Heaven by Breathe? And I was like, heck yeah, because I went on a long trip to Europe, actually, in 8th grade. And it was a school thing. And that was one of like 2 tapes. I brought Tiffany and Hands to Heaven, and Breathe. In like a homemade mixtape. I think I had 3 tapes. And so I listened to it a gazillion times. But now when I listen to it, it just takes me right back to that trip, that vacation. And that's how you are with Duran Duran, I'm sure.
Oh yeah. That's crazy how like a song can bring you back to a memory that's 40 years old.
Well, it's because, and especially with a trip, it's because you literally, that was all you'd had to listen to. So you had to just keep rewinding it and playing it over and over again.
And I'm not going to tell you which ones, but there's songs that remind me of girls from like junior high,
or a certain dance,
stuff like that, and probably get you muster enough the confidence to go ask a girl, and then she'd tell me no. Oh, she's like, no, thank you.
And I have one song that reminds me of the jukebox at Pizza Hut, because the first time I ever heard it was the jukebox at Pizza Hut. It's actually this album right here. It's da do 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 da 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 by the Police. I was like, my friends and I used to get a quarter from our parents to play a song, and we were looking at the song list, and we just were laughing so hard at the title of that song, and we had not heard it before, and we are like, this is a new one, because we would go there every Tuesday or whatever, and we're like, we have to listen to this, like, what is this weird song? And of course we loved it, and it became one of my favorites. But it's funny, like you were with that Rio album. It's like the first time I heard that, it was really so distinctive. It stuck in my memory forever. So every time I hear that song, it reminds me of the jukebox at Pizza Hut.
So Cape Cod Ken says, see you on the 80s cruise. So Ken, be sure and holler at us. And
oh my gosh, you have to say hi to us. When you see us on the promenade and all that, you will see us, because it's not that big of a boat. You'll see us, and please, please, please say hi.
Yeah, we've met a lot of fun friends on the cruise that they were probably just looking for videos about the cruise, and they stumbled upon our stuff, and
they're like, "What is?"
And then we see them. They're like, so it's cool to meet people that that maybe are getting introduced to the 80s cruise from our videos, and then they come and have this instant connection. So yeah, definitely be sure and look us up when we go this early next year. So,
yes,
it'll be here before we know it. I'm pumped.
Yeah, me too. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
All right. Bernard wants to know if you had any He-Man toys.
I did.
By the way, Bernard has an impressive collection of He-Man toys and also tattoos.
Yeah. I'm jealous of those toys.
Yes.
So unfortunately, the keyword is had them. I don't have them anymore, which is sad. So I had definitely more Star Wars than I had He-Man, but definitely had He-Man and, in the main action figures and, the Castle Grayskull and that stuff.
You had the Castle Grayskull?
Yeah.
My cousin Joel had that, and we used to play with it.
Yeah.
I had to be like, I'd be She-Ra.
Yeah.
Obviously.
But my cousin Shane had a much better selection than I had. So they had all the stuff.
Nice. So because he shared with his brother.
Yeah. So I would spend the summers in Corpus Christi with my cousins and see my grandparents as well, but spend a lot of time with my cousins, and so got the opportunity. They had all the He-Man, they had all the G.I. Joe, they had all the stuff. But definitely my first love was Star Wars. I did have some He-Man, but nothing like the collection my cousin had.
And y'all, I never see those at the estate sales. I'm always looking, because I'd love to buy him a Castle Grayskull.
Yeah, we saw one at that antique store.
We should have bought it.
Yeah,
we really should have. We kicked ourselves for not buying it.
It was in good collection. It was in good condition,
shape, and it was also pretty decent price.
Price was good too.
Dang it. And all the Star Wars too, but you couldn't keep everything, and our parents didn't always know what to keep. My parents kept most of the good stuff. There's a few things that they got rid of that I was like super sad, but I still have like all my strawberry shortcakes and Care Bears and all that. So I'm pretty lucky that they kept a lot of it.
Yeah. Oh, Kim, we miss you too.
Where does it say that?
Kim.
Oh, Kimmy. Yes, we miss you too. That threw me off because she has a second channel.
Oh, subscribe on both.
And the Book It program. Yes, Ben, the Book It program. Recently at estate sales, I've now gotten at least 2 of the buttons, the Book It buttons. I'm probably going to sell them on Etsy, but right now I'm just kind of sitting on them because they're cool.
So how did the Book It program work?
You had to like read a certain number of books, and then you would get
was it the coupon?
A little coupon for a personal pan pizza, and there was a little pin that you could
we
earn.
had that too. You
could earn stuff.
I was interested in the pizza.
You were all about the pizza. Yeah, they also had a pin. So I've gotten a couple of those. But yes, the Book It program. And later I became a reading teacher. So of course I think that is awesome. I hope they still do it. I don't know if they do, but I feel like they might still do it.
All right. So the Trips have a great question.
Okay. Do you guys have any tips for Anyone starting out on YouTube? Oh, that is a good question.
I'd say one, be patient.
Man, yeah, it's a long road.
Yeah, I think when everyone starts, I mean, everyone has great aspirations that their channels are just going to go viral, and they're going to be the next big thing, and that happens to a few people. But
the Trips are doing really
yeah,
well with their channel.
Yeah, but for most of us, I remember it took us a long time to figure out YouTube, and it took us a long time just to get 200 subscribers.
Oh, a long time. I remember when we had our first 1,000.
Yeah,
we were at Disney.
Yeah,
we did a live stream from Disney.
Yeah.
It was a big deal.
Yeah, I think half the battle is you got to figure out what you're doing, and I'd say also find your niche, because
find it earlier than we did,
because we were all over the place. I mean, we were doing daily life, we were just doing this and that, and then we just we figured out that we really had to kind of hone down, and we're probably still too broad on the 80s to.
But we have to.
Yeah.
It's hard to narrow it down though. At this point, we have to do what you love. Yeah. The Trips, they're doing. You guys are doing awesome. The thing that people can learn from you is persistence.
Yeah.
Because y'all are so good about staying regular with posting and also doing live streams and all that. And that's one of the things that we struggle with is like posting on a regular schedule.
Yeah, they live stream almost every Friday night at 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
Religiously. I mean, it's crazy. Like, I mean, we do it once a year or two. I mean,
yeah, we should do it more.
We need to do it.
If we did it more, would you guys tune in? Like, are you having fun tonight? I hope so.
And thank you for spending a Friday night with us. I mean, I'm like going, is anybody going to be home on a Friday night? So, but thank you for doing that. But anyway,
that's so nice.
Go check out the Trips. They great channel. They, every Friday night they're live streaming. And I admire that, because I don't have that level of dedication to do that the way they do it, but definitely persistence. And then
we're lazy vloggers. Yeah, no, being persistent. Yeah, for sure.
Great question.
Oh, Marla says, I enjoy your vinyl wall. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. It's fun because we listen to these. We listen to the records a lot, especially now that they're more like accessible. And then I love moving them around and decorating. I've been starting collecting ones for different holidays. Like, I got a few for Halloween, but we've been buying Christmas ones because I was like, oh, at Christmas, we could decorate with Christmas albums, be the easiest thing in the world. Just pull these off the little shelves and put the Christmas records up. So, spoiler alert, when we were at that record barn the other day, we found a unique 80s Christmas album. You want to tell them what that is?
The Jets.
Christmas with the Jets.
Jets.
That's going to be fun. We haven't listened to it yet. We'll save it for the holidays.
All right, so Bernard cleared this up, and I might have said Linda Gray. I meant Linda Evans.
Okay, I was confused. I was like, what?
I know that doesn't sound right. Like,
I didn't think so either. With Linda Evans.
And I call myself a Dallas fan. So obviously Linda Gray is Dallas.
And she was playing Blake Carrington. Linda
Evans was. Yeah. Okay. So that was the confusion. I had the Linda part right, but I had the last name.
I know. I was like, what?
Yes.
That doesn't sound right. Okay. Thank you, Bernard.
Yes. Yeah. And Mr. X.
Or Mr. X.
Mr. X and Bernard. They both
corrected us.
They both cleared it up for us. So thank you for that. I was off a bit. So Heather has a good question. She says, what were your favorite kids shows of the 80s? Mine were He-Man, She-Ra, Mr. Rogers, and Reading Rainbow.
Oh, Mr. Rogers. He has a special place in my heart. We watched that Mr. Rogers documentary and I just cried like a baby. It was so sweet. I mean, I loved him. I absolutely loved Mr. Rogers. You know how he talked right at the screen? And then you just think you were so little, like you think he was talking to you and he could hear you and you'd answer back. Like I thought he could see me and hear me because he was so like engaged and so like right in your face. Other ones, the Smurfs. I loved the Smurfs, like as far as cartoons. How about you?
I was on one channel again.
Oh yeah. If it's not an ABC, you don't know it.
Definitely Scooby-Doo.
Oh, I love Scooby-Doo. Our daughter also loved Scooby-Doo.
Super Friends for sure.
Okay. You introduced me to that when we did an episode about this on our podcast, about cartoons from the 80s. Yeah. And I didn't know about the Super Friends. Like I never watched that, but you told me about it.
Yeah, like Ewoks. I really like
the Ewoks are cute.
Later.
They're so cute.
There was a bunch of different ones. Richie Rich.
Oh, I like that one. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right, Mr. X, correct me. They're action figures. They are not toys.
Men don't play with toys.
My apologies. I definitely misspoke there. So I apologize.
Action figures.
You're correct though. They are not toys.
You're right. You're right. Figures. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. All right.
Shame on us.
So Scott B says, did you do line dancing in the 80s?
Yes, because we are from Texas. Well, I don't know about him. I definitely did line dancing in the 80s. I loved it. And you know what? We did not film this, and we probably should have. But when we went to a Billy Bob's for his 50th birthday in January, we took a line dancing class. Yeah. And it was so fun with our daughter, well, Chris didn't take it. Kim took the class, and
well, someone had to watch the purses.
Oh yes, Chris was watching the purses.
He took it for the team.
While we took the class, and then Calvin and Zoe took our daughter and son-in-law took it with us, and it was so fun.
It was really fun. That's the first time I ever experienced line dancing because I am a terrible dancer. I have 2 left feet.
No,
I'm not good at it.
We also took dance lessons for our daughter's wedding.
I learned to rumba.
We learned to rumba. Yeah. We did a couple hours of a private, semi-private class with them, and so he could do the father-daughter dance and not embarrass himself, and he didn't embarrass himself. He did a great job, and we even got some compliments on our dancing that night.
That's right.
Nailed it.
we have one move. I have 2 moves.
And our daughter was kind enough to have the DJ play some 80s music for mom and dad, so we appreciated that, since we're paying for the wedding and everything. It was very nice of them to include us in have some 80s music. Take On Me was one of the songs they played at the wedding.
That was the least they could do for us. Those
it was. That was a great party. But we're glad that it's done and now they're married. And that was a lot of pressure, like the biggest party we've ever thrown. All right. Fun fact, the new American Girl dolls have a book it button. Oh, there is an 80s doll. Our daughter also loved American Girls. That 80s doll is so cute. I think she has a caboodles too, with little bitty lip smackers, lip gloss in it. I mean, I'm not saying that I want it for Christmas, but if you wanted, I wouldn't be disappointed if I did get
Chris just texted me. Yes, someone had to watch the purses.
Good job, man. Yeah. I mean, thanks for watching my purse.
All right. Spinard goes, can you tell memories from the Jacksons Triumph Tour in Dallas?
Oh, I think that one's directed at me.
Well, it said Abby. So.
Okay.
Yeah. So definitely is directed at you.
Yes. So I've talked / bragged about this a lot, but my first concert ever was the Victory Tour. It was the Victory Tour. It was Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson. And now I was in 3rd grade. Okay. But I remember some things about it. I do remember we were on the second to last row. We were very far away, but it was sponsored by Pepsi. There's Pepsi products everywhere. I remember that. I remember that the Jackson 5 performed together for part of it. And then maybe there was an intermission or something. And then the rest of it was just Michael doing Michael, with the glove and the dance and all of that, throwing the things, the hat.
Doing some moonwalking?
Oh, yeah, totally.
All right.
I remember they had lasers, and I went with my best friend and my parents, and my dad kept telling me, now don't look at those lasers. They'll burn your retina. Which I don't know. I don't think that's true. But he was really worried about the lasers. And then recently, a few days ago, my mom told me something that I did not remember about that concert, that we saw a kid from my class that happened to be on the row next to us, near us, sitting by us. Eris, my friend from class. I did not remember that at all. My mom's like, oh yeah, remember we saw Eris at that. I was like, no, I didn't remember that. So anyway, I'm hoping to reunite with him at my upcoming elementary school shindig.
Hey, y'all can relive that memory.
He was a trip.
So what was you went to a lot more concerts than I did in the 80s.
Lot, yeah.
One, because you lived in Dallas and
yeah.
you had good musical acts come through, but was the Victory Tour the best concert you saw in the 80s, or was there another concert that comes to mind that really was, from your opinion, the best concert you saw?
Well, honestly, it's one of the only ones I remember from the 80s, because there was a that was 3rd grade. And then there was a big gap before I saw another concert where then I was a teenager and I could actually go without my parents. So that was only when I went to with my parents.
Yeah.
Then there was like this big time gap where I didn't see any concerts. Then starting around 1990, I saw I went to the MTV deal, and it was like Downtown Julie Brown was the host, which is crazy because then we met her on the cruise. How fun is that? Milli Vanilli was one of the acts, which I think is so funny because like that was before the big scandal. Tone Loc was at that one. Information Society. I mean, that was a killer concert. And then I was a huge New Kids fan, so I saw them like 3 times, and I saw them with Tiffany when they were her opening act, and then I saw them when she was their opening act because, it kinda like flip-flop, like she discovered them and then they got real big. So those were huge for me. Erasure, which my favorite band in the 80s was Erasure.
Yeah.
And seeing them in concert was amazing. If you've never seen Erasure perform, we've seen them together too, not in a long time. But it's like a theatrical experience. There's costume changes and sets, and it's very like just over the top theatrical. That was a great show. They put on a great show. It's an interesting crowd.
Yeah. So, all right. So if you add early 90s to the mix,
Yes.
is it Lollapalooza?
Oh my gosh, Lollapalooza. Yeah. Just because that was a big deal to go to Lollapalooza. The first one.
Yeah.
Jane's Addiction.
And we're really excited because Living Color is coming to Wichita.
I saw them at Lollapalooza
in February. So
yes.
we're really excited that they're coming through town.
And it's a smaller venue.
Yeah. And the weird thing is they're the opener. They're opening for Extreme. Y'all remember Extreme?
It took me a minute to remember Extreme. And that veers into the 90s. They sang that song More Than Words that was all a cappella and very beautiful. That's the only song I remember that they sang, but they're going to be here in Wichita, so we might check that out.
Yeah, we're trying to figure out how we can connect with them.
Okay, Ben says he wants to see our 80s dance moves. I don't know if that's going to happen. But fun fact, I took dancing lessons, like tap, jazz, and ballet, like not pop dancing, but like, I don't know what you call it. Not like club dancing, but legit dancing for my whole life. So I might show you guys some of my dance recitals.
Probably the only way you're going to see our modern day 80s dance moves is if you
come on the 80s cruise.
If you're on the cruise,
we go to all the dance parties and we have so much fun. There's this one. Tell them about the silent disco.
Yeah, so y'all probably have done this, but
maybe not. We'd never done it till last year.
Silent disco was so cool. So everyone has on headphones and there's no music playing in the club, so it's only in your headphones, and you have a couple channels. And I was talking to a guy today that did one when they were in Cancun, and they had 3 channels.
And this part lights up.
It lights up, so everyone knows which channel you're listening to based on the color. But it's so funny because you'll take your headphones off, and people will be singing, but there's no music. And,
so fun.
I mean, it was crazy.
They were playing like "Living on a Prayer," and you hear like you hear all these people singing. Yeah, it is really, like you said, it's really fun to take your headphones off for a minute and just listen to everyone. But that's like nothing else I've ever done. And it'll even get him out on the dance floor, and he doesn't even enjoy dancing. So
yeah, that was a fun night. Ed OB, thank you for the congratulations.
Oh, that's so nice.
And Heather and Twinning goes, I love you guys. You are such
Twinning it. Oh, I like that channel name.
Yeah, like that is a clever name.
That's so cute. Okay, yeah. Ben remembers the silent dance. We did a little bit of we showed a little clip on our video. We're definitely going to do that again this year.
And they only do it on a couple nights, and it's like at midnight.
It starts at midnight.
And it goes to like 2. And like in that year when we did it, I mean, that was the last night of the cruise. We were exhausted, but I mean, we fought through it, and I was so glad we did because it was so much fun. But we paid the price coming home.
We were so tired.
I mean, we were just so exhausted.
So tired the next day. We were just now buying our flights for the upcoming cruise, and we're like, oh man, can we get there in time? Because it's so exhausting. Like we just wanted to sleep for a whole day afterwards.
So Jessica says, you have inspired me to have an 80s room in my house. That's awesome.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that we are able to inspire people. That's one of my favorite things is just like hearing from you guys and how, you've taken inspiration from different things like that. That makes me really happy. Thank you, Jessica. So sweet. I know we're probably going to wrap this up pretty soon, but before we go, we kind of have a little announcement to make that's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why we haven't told you this yet. We've just been sitting on it for a little while, but
we've been a little busy.
We've been traveling. So we're starting another channel, which is kind of crazy, but we're starting another channel, but it's going to be way different from our 80s life. But a lot of you guys really enjoy my old home movies, and I know that that's one of the favorite parts. And I don't have tons of those, but y'all know at estate sales, this is kind of weird, but if someone is selling their home movies, I buy them.
She buys other people's tapes.
I do. They sell them. It's so crazy. Why are they selling this stuff? Like, where is the family that is allowing this to be sold? I do not know. But I have been buying these, what I call mystery tapes. We have a couple videos where we shared them. I've been buying these mystery tapes for a while. Usually they're just junk, somebody's birthday, somebody's whatever. But every now and then we strike gold and we find something really interesting. Like one of them was 1980s, a rock band in Phoenix, like a little local rock band, showing them going around to their different concerts and performances and even a photo shoot. The guy taped it, sent it to his aunt here in Kansas, and so she could see their performance. And then it sat in her house for however many years, 40 years. And then I bought it at her estate sale for like $25. And I popped it in my VCR and I'm like, what is this? It's a band. And it's just so cute and so fun and so 80s. And you guys are going to love this. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a channel. It's called Your Life on Tape. It's not public yet. It's just private because I'm adding videos. We're going to put these videos. These are time capsules from the 80s, early 90s, tapes that other people have sold, discarded, whatever. And we're going to put them on YouTube for you guys to enjoy, like a time capsule. And I think that you're going to really enjoy it. If you like our old home movies, you will like these other people's home movies too, because some of them are kids, like just being stupid, like what me and my friends used to do, which those are really fun to watch too.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do. So watch for that. We'll put it in out.
Be on the lookout for that.
I'm trying to get like at least maybe 4 or 5 videos uploaded before, and we have to digitize them because I buy them on either VHS or Super 8, and then we have to digitize them and then put them on. So, and I edit them a little bit so it won't be boring. I just put the best parts for you guys. So I'm trying to get them all uploaded, maybe 4 or 5 before we launch, and I'll let you know. It'll be soon. And so if you enjoy those old movies and you want to see some of that stuff, we got you covered. But we didn't want to put it on our channel because these are other people's videos. So
if you want to see us, come here. If you want to see cool old videos from the 80s, then
Your Life on Tape. I got to use it. We went around back and forth trying to figure out a name. We're like, well, we're our life, our 80s life. This is Your Life on Tape.
Yeah. And then we're hoping that at some point, if people want their life on tape and they have really good videos from the 80s, that
they'll submit them.
That would want to be considered for that channel, then hey, we would be open for that as well.
Yeah, like we would be cool. Like if you guys wanted to send stuff in and have me digitize it for you, and as long as you're cool with having it on YouTube, like knock yourself out. I feel like we need to preserve these memories.
That's right.
And they're not all my memories. Some of them are other people's memories, and they're just like in somebody's basement in a dusty old box. And like I bought somebody's wedding video the other day. I haven't even watched it yet. Yeah, I can't wait to just binge on that.
Yeah,
I know. Is that a weird hobby? Do you guys think that's weird? He thinks. I think he thinks it's weird.
Well, I keep telling Abby, I said,
I feel like I'm rescuing them.
You're rescuing myself, but one day you're going to get a tape, and you're going to get a lot more than you bargained for when you get someone's private collection. And I'm going to be like, oh no.
Oh man, I hope not.
It'll happen. I mean, it's not.
That's not going on.
It's
YouTube.
not a question. Oh no, but it's
Don't
not.
worry.
It's not a question of if. It's a question of when that happens.
My eyes. Well, hopefully that's not the case. But right now, it's just been all really tame and tame and lame. But some of them have been really funny, and you'll enjoy them.
Hey, Twinny, thanks for joining us. Have a great either night, day, or morning, wherever you're at. So.
Yeah, and they bought some sea monkeys because of us. Oh, the sea monkeys.
Oh, sweet.
That's fun.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to run out of time this time, but next time we have a live stream.
We want to ask you if you want to do this.
So we have 80s Mad Libs, and I don't know who loves Mad Libs, but I want to do some of these on a live stream where we ask you guys for like the verbs and the nouns and different things, and then we read them. So I think that would be really fun. If we didn't have much to talk about, I figured we get to it tonight. But hey, we've had a lot to talk about. But next time, if y'all think that's a good idea, then we're totally going to get into these Mad Libs because I think that would be hilarious.
Yeah. Let us know if you think that's fun. We'll do a Mad Lib night. And we'll do another live stream. We'll try to do them more often. Like I said, we're kind of lazy. And we're going to check out and go to Blockbuster and watch some movies. We've got a big Friday night plan. But
that's right.
But you guys, this was so fun. And, really the 20,000 is not about us. It's all about you guys because y'all are what made it happen. So thank you so much for watching our videos and leaving just the sweetest comments. You guys are we have the nicest community.
Yes, as I'll say, it's a great community, and we love talking to everyone, and it's great just everyone sharing their memories and just trying to relive the 80s and a way we each want to, and it's so much fun.
You know what? Look, we have another 80s cruiser on here, Martin. See you on deck 3.
That's
deck 3.
Yes. I wonder this year if we'll be Camp Beverly Hills again or if they'll shake that up. So,
I don't know.
Because I think they usually keep it the same. So, since we're on deck 3, I think
we might be Camp Beverly Hills again.
Yeah. Hopefully, because I got a T-shirt. I don't have to buy a different one.
I wore that today. I'm not wearing it now, but I wore that today to estate sales. Yeah. And this lady had a Def Leppard shirt on, and I was like, "Oh, you like the 80s?" And she's like, "Yeah." And I gave her a sticker. So,
hey, Whit's mom. Hey, if we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
Oh, that's old school.
Hey, if you've been with us for a long time, then you know what that means.
That's our old sign off.
As you say, if you know, you know.
If you know, you know. Oh, Martin says the Rodeo Drive of the ship.
Yes,
oh my gosh,
that's right.
That's Marty. Is that Marty? Marty.
It is Marty. Hey, Marty.
Marty. I didn't recognize your thing.
I stole Marty's idea.
I know. Yeah. The Rodeo Drive.
Well, sorry about that, Marty.
Oh my gosh, you guys are the best.
So on one video, I picked this up from Marty somehow, and then in that video I mentioned the Rodeo Drive of the ship, and that was Marty's idea. And I borrowed it.
And then they found us on the ship and we're like, hey,
you stole my idea.
Stole my tagline, yo.
Like, oh man, that's funny. But, we love Marty. He's great.
Sure.
Yeah.
Of course.
That's right. So Lynn, with one last question here. So Bernard says, does your son-in-law love the 80s?
Yes.
Yes, he does.
Well, I think we've won him over.
Yeah.
We recently took them to their first 80s band concert, and they saw it was the Culture Club one. So it was Culture Club, Berlin, and Howard Jones, and they loved it. Right now, they're on tap to come on the 2025 cruise with the 80s cruise with us when we graduate. We'll be seniors that year. Yes. And I told Zoe, I said, we've sat through all your graduations, all these years. You have to now come to our graduation and sit through our graduation ceremony. But I still think that's a better deal for her because our graduation is going to be much more fun than any of hers were. They're just trying to get a free cruise. Oh, is that what's happening? No, they want to. I'm sure they want to hang out with us. All right, guys. Hey, thank you so much for joining. Again, thank you so much for being a part of our life and being part of this community and the support you give us. Like I said, it's all about you guys. But hey, 20,000 is a number, and we love it. And we hope that continues to grow. But we're going to keep doing what we do and keep loving the 80s. All right. So long live the awesome 80s. And in case we don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Bye, y'all.